Mr. Quentin Biche has been at it again. This week I've been wearing 3 absolutely stunning 10 out of 10 Quentin Biche fragrances. So stay tuned and let me tell you about these Biche bangers. So let's just hang for a few minutes and I'll tell you about some stunning fragrances that I've been wearing and new fragrances that I've smelled this week, including the Quentin Biche fragrances, but a couple of others as well. And we're going to be unboxing and doing some first impressions on a brand new fragrance for a brand I have never smelled before. This is going to be a first. The first fragrance that was new in for me this week that I've been wearing, and I've really been enjoying wearing it because at first I thought maybe this one wasn't for me, but I quickly realised it definitely was for me. From Maison Margiela's replica line, this is Up at Dawn. Like a lot of guys, rose fragrances can go one of 2 ways. They can go a little bit more to the feminine because they smell too floral, a little bit pinky. Other times they can be spicy, have a great backbone, and to me smell a little more masculine. As you could see from that close-up, this bottle has slightly pink coloured juice in, and that does ring alarm bells a little bit because I think, is this more a feminine fragrance? Is it marketed more as a feminine fragrance? I think a lot of guys would look at it and probably write it off because the juice is pink, but not me. Pink is just a colour, it's genderless. I will not be distracted and I will not dismiss this just because the juice is pink. When I first sprayed this, I did not get an overwhelmingly rosy smell. What I did get was a very spicy pink pepper, really punchy sort of opening to the scent. There is some rose under there, but it's a spiced rose, so definitely not a feminine leaning rose. And then as this dries down, it sort of settles into this watery, dewy quality, and it does have oak moss in the base, which gives you this slightly green, earthy quality. So spicy, punchy pink pepper in the opening. The rose blooms a little bit more, but that pink pepper still stays there. You get that watery, dewy quality, and then the rose just blends beautifully with this earthy, masculine oak moss. Sexy, assertive opening, sensual, opulent dry down. I mean, you can't argue with that. I am absolutely not saying women couldn't wear this. It's not an overtly masculine fragrance. I'm just saying there are elements of this scent that really work for me that make it smell a little more masculine. Girls, you'll love it. Guys, don't write this one off because it's pink. If you can get into a store that's selling this, then do give it a smell because you may be pleasantly surprised. I've been really enjoying wearing this week, and I will continue to wear this certainly through the spring because I think it is the absolute perfect sort of scent for this season. All right, let's not bury the lead any longer. Let's dive into these Biche banger fragrances. You'll recognize that these are the Chloe fragrances. They are in their Atelier des Fleurs collection, and these are the Mediterranean essences. So all 4 of these fragrances have been inspired by the French Mediterranean. I love the French Mediterranean. Who doesn't, right? Sun, sea, sand, France, all good things. I did do a short on these fragrances in the week, so go and check that out on either YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok if you haven't seen it, and you'll see my first impressions. All 4 of these fragrances are absolutely fantastic. I'm going to start with Plage de Figue, which is not a Quentin Biche fragrance. This is an IO fragrance, and this is a beautiful, breezy, gorgeous, juicy, warming, figgy sort of scent. Really enjoyable. I will certainly probably look forward to wearing this a lot through summer. If you like easy, breezy, fruity fig scents, then I think you should definitely try this because it is lovely. But the 3 that have impressed me the most are the Quentin Biche fragrances. Now, I gotta say, I feel like Quentin Biche is one of the most prolific perfumers at the moment. And not only is he just putting out a lot of fragrances, his hit rate is phenomenal. In my experience, when I'm smelling most new release fragrances that are niche or designer that have been signed off by Quentin smell fantastic. He doesn't really put a foot wrong, and that's great considering how many fragrances he's signing off. Now, let's go into these in a little bit more detail because I was very pleasantly surprised. This is the first of the brand I've ever smelled. I don't know anything else from Chloe, and I was thinking, okay, I'll do the content, I'll make my little short just as a thank you for them sending them to me. This is something that I didn't have to do. I'm only talking about these 3 fragrances right now in this video because I really want to let you know how much I've fallen in love with them and how much I think you should go out and try them if you can. Sable Lavande. This is one of the best lavender fragrances I've ever smelled, and it's not the lavender that you would get in a traditional barbershop style men's fragrance. It's not that deep, intense lavender. This is lavender in a field in France with the Mediterranean sun shining on them and a beautiful warm sea breeze blowing over them. This is an easy breezy lavender, but the lavender is not too dominant in this at all. Not a big note breakdown. As well as the lavender, there's ambroxan, woody notes and floral notes, and that's really all we get. I guess there's a melange of floral notes, but there isn't any florals that I would particularly say, yes, this is indolic white florals, or really any other sort of recognizable florals, but there is just a nice floral element. It's a beautiful, smooth, slightly creamy fragrance. The ambroxan isn't screechy at all, as we know it can be in certain other ambroxan heavy fragrances, but this is stunning. If you like lavender fragrances, or even if you don't like lavender fragrances, still give this one a try, because this is beautifully refined, really well put together. I think spring, summer, I'm certainly going to be wearing this a lot through spring, as I am the other two, so let me tell you about these as well. Versile is a fresh, orangey sort of scent, not a million miles away from Terre de Mes, but not quite the same. I don't think it's got the slightly dirty vetiver that Terre de Mes has. This is a little sweeter, a little creamier. In fact, there's a recognizable Quentin Biche DNA connecting these three fragrances, because I find something similar in the Le Sel de Say fragrances, both the EDT and the EDP. There's what I would describe as a creamy aromatic quality, and you get that in all three of these fragrances. It smells like the fingerprints of Quentin all over these, the connective tissue running through them. If you liked that element of the Le Sel de Say fragrances that he did for Issey Miyake, then I think you're going to really enjoy the base that these are built on. I've been wearing Versale a few days this week now. It is fresh, it's got that slightly green mandarin, but it isn't tart, and actually the whole time I was wearing it I was thinking, I'm enjoying this more than Terre de Mes, and Terre de Mes is a timeless, masculine, modern men's classic. So for me to be enjoying it probably more than that says a lot about this scent. So this is going to be another banger, another Biche banger for spring and summer. My favorite of the three, but only just by a little bit, because to me these are all 10 out of 10 Quentin Biche fragrances, and I did mention it in the little short that I did that this was my favorite. It's Sous le Pin. The pan is pine, so this is a pine forest in the Mediterranean, and that aromatic pine in this scent is just insanely good. I have been loving this one so much. Such a well put together, gentlemanly fragrance. Again, it's unisex. Women, please do try this. But when I wore this, I just could not help keep thinking I smell so quintessentially masculine right now. It's green, camphorous, carnivorous, piney, whatever you want to call it, and it's pretty addictive as well. I was loving the wafts that I was getting for the whole time I was wearing this. I'm definitely going to be wearing this going forward into the spring and the summer, and not just that, I think this is a fragrance you could wear all year round. It is exquisitely beautiful. I cannot stress enough, please, if you have an opportunity to smell these new fragrances, go into a store and try them, and do try them on your skin. Spray on your skin, go away, have a coffee, see which one works for you. But I really do want to recommend them because these have blown me away. Fantastic fragrances. Thank you, Quentin. Just a little what I've been wearing section. It includes all the fragrances I've already mentioned, but there was one other that I decided to wear this week. A friend was coming over, it was my birthday last week, so we were just having a few celebrations. We were going out for dinner and went out for a few drinks, and I wanted to wear a scent that I love, that I know is one of the best and one of the most talked about fragrances of the last couple of years. It's a 10 out of 10 masterpiece from Cécile Zarokian, from one of my favorite niche brands, Amouage. I wore Outlands. I was also considering Purpose 50, which by the way is another Biche banger, a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. I think I'll probably wear that the next time, but Outlands was the one I went with. I was not disappointed. It smelled great. It's a beautiful fragrance. That was what I wore on my birthday night out. I'm lucky to have a Phoenix department store just around the corner from me, so I can pop in there and they stock some great scents. I'm not sure if all Phoenix are the same, but Glyn, who manages the fragrance floor at Phoenix here in York, has got a fantastic selection because he is a true fragrance lover. One of the brands that he has in there is Matiere Premiere. Falcon Leather is one that really impressed me, and they were just in my mind because a new boutique has opened in London. I've not had a chance to visit it. I really want to because it looks beautiful. Grey and concrete and contemporary, right up my street in terms of interior design. I think it would be a good opportunity to really go and discover the line from the brand. But there was a few in Phoenix that I could try out, and I've heard a lot of hype about Vanilla Powder Extrait, so I made a little short about that. So if you haven't seen that, go back through my shorts, Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, and you can see what my first impressions of vanilla powder were.
If you love fragrance as much as I do, head over to my online store luxparfum.co.uk. You'll find my favourite brands plus brands you can't find anywhere else in the UK. Link is in the description.
Should we do a little unboxing and first impressions? This is from a brand that I know nothing about. I've not smelled anything yet, but they are in some pretty big places, some big department stores. Liberty in London is one of them. I think around the world they have some really good doors. So this is a box sent from them. They got in touch and asked if I wanted to discover their fragrances. So let's dive into this, have a little unboxing together, and then I will share my first impressions. I just love the experience when luxury brands send you a product to unbox because they're so well thought out. They do think about the unboxing experience because they want that to be as luxurious as the fragrance itself, and it all does tie in together. To have it boxed in this way, it gives it a really premium feel, better than just getting a flimsy little cardboard box, and it really does add to the overall experience. So lovely presentation. This is their brand new fragrance, Faux de Rose. Now I've never smelled anything from this brand. I hadn't really heard much about this brand. Have you heard much about Reservation Parfums? Quite like the concept. Every brand has a little bit of a hook, and theirs is that it's French style perfumery inspired by a hotel in California. So they did send the sample set here. We have names like Sweet 909, Jasmine Haze, Blue Piscine, so I guess the hotel has a swimming pool, Chambre Secrète, that sounds a little naughty, Late Night, and Riviera Californienne. So we've got this French California fusion going on. Let's have a little spray of Faux de Rose. This is their brand new release. I know, rose, is it going to be one of those that goes feminine or masculine? Let's find out. So we're going on the skin. Oh, good sprayer. Everything is premium about this, by the way. It's a magnetic cap, quite substantial. It's got a bit of weight to it, and the bottle is beautiful. Oh, that's good. It's not that rosy though. It's more spicy to me, like a gingerbread sort of sweet smell. There's something animalic as well in there. A little leathery, maybe. Ooh, this has got some depth to it. At this point, maybe the name is a little bit misleading because I would not say that this is a rose dominant fragrance. It's absolutely stunning. I'm just looking up the notes here. There's clove, nutmeg, rose, labdanum, amyris, leather, styrax, cedar, and sandalwood. Okay, I guess because I know there's rose in here and it's called rose, I'm looking for it and I can sort of pick up a little bit of something. But if someone gave this to me blindly, I would not say that this is a rose fragrance, but what I would say is it's absolutely stunning. This is incredible stuff. Based on this, I am really excited, even more excited to try the rest from the brand. This is right up my street. If you like leathery, slightly animalic, sweet, spicy fragrances, then definitely try this one. I think this is going to be a bit of a sexy head turner. Cannot wait to give this some good wearings this week. And maybe in next week's video, I will go through briefly all the fragrances in this line. So if you've not heard of Reservation and you've not smelled anything, if we go through the sample set quickly, then it'll give you a bit of an idea of what sort of thing they're doing. Just to finish, let's do a question, because of everybody who watched the video last week. Only one person left a question. So if you've got any questions for me, please do put them down in the comments of this video, because we're going to go through them in next week's video. It's a chance for us to have a little bit of a two-way conversation. So the question I'm going to answer right now is from Beast Mode SD. Thank you for your question. You said in the past that you will have to sell a lot of your collection. When do you think you will do that? Yeah, it's something that's on my mind actually. What am I going to do with all these fragrances? I mean, if I wasn't creating content around fragrances, I would not have all these scents because I wouldn't be able to afford to have them all. A lot of these get sent to me. I'm in a very fortunate position. I feel like I've done many hours of content creation that if I'd have done that in any other line of work, I would have been paid a lot more. So to receive a few free fragrances is always nice. But yeah, I'm going to keep all these whilst I'm doing Frag-Mental, whilst I'm doing all the fragrance content, because I use them for reference. For example, we've talked about Quentin Biche in this video, so to have a great selection of fragrances from Quentin is good to go back to, because sometimes you think, oh, there's a little bit of that in that one, and it's nice to be able to smell them. So to just have them on hand is quite useful, and it makes a reasonable background for the videos. When I stop creating content, I will have to think of something to do. I don't know if I'm going to raffle them off, try and sell them, do something for charity, give them away to people, friends, family. It'll probably be a mix of both. I think it'll be some giveaways to friends and family who've supported me a lot over the years, and also, yeah, maybe selling some of the fragrances as well. But as to when I'm going to do that, well, that question ties into how long am I going to be doing the fragrance content creation, and I love it. I've got a passion for it. I'm in a very privileged position. I've worked hard to get to this position over the years, so I can't just throw all that away anytime soon. So for the foreseeable future, I will be here, I'll be making this content, and these fragrances will be here behind me. But I don't know, maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, who knows how long I'm gonna go for, but at some point, yeah, a lot of these are gonna go. I think I'll probably keep 100. You know, for someone who's really into fragrances but not creating content, is 100 a reasonable number? I don't know. What do you think? How many do you have? Let me know. That's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this weekly catch up. There's some fantastic fragrances in this video, so please, as I said, go out and get your nose on some of these, because a lot of you won't be disappointed. If you liked this video, give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you do all that, well, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. I was also considering Purpose 50, which is another Biche masterpiece. Masterpiece or Masterpiece?